Thank you, Shafali Madam, and my dear friends. എല്ലാവർക്കും വണക്കം. Uh, Actually, my topic is on Indian heritage and the conservation of Indian heritage. Indian heritage, the antiquity of Indian heritage goes back to a time when history was fresh and time stood still. Here in India, we have got monuments that are so still and yet eerily alive, that sometimes defy our belief and imagination. Go to the great Brihadishwara temple. Go to the great Brihadishwara temple, or the great Mahabalipuram, or Aihole, Pattadakal, Badami. We have a lot of temples. Ajanta, Ellora, and then we have Taj Mahal, Fatehpur Sikri, and all these things, You don't have this kind of monuments in many other countries. All over the world, there are 1,200 World Heritage Monuments. Out of that, 40 monuments are in India. Such a rich heritage. But what are we doing with this one? Are we marketing the heritage? No, we are not. Are we conserving the monument the way it should have been? No, we are not. So I'm not going to take you to all the places, but I'm just going to take you to Bateshwar, Chambal Valley. So in Chambal Valley, there at one place known as Bateshwar. Bateshwar means Badaishwar. There are more than 200 temples at one place. More than 200 temples. But people could not go there because it was infested with some of the dreaded dacoits of the area. So that was the most challenging. So wherever I go, what I do is, I go after the most challenging work of that area. So I asked some of my friends. So they told me that Bateshwar is the biggest problem. But the problem is, there it is infested with dacoits. So you just cannot go there. Then you have to find out a way. Suppose if you are not able to go there, you have to find out a way. So I went in search of some of the police officers, because the police officers had their own direct connection. I was not like Nakiran. Because Nakiran had, of course, he had his own ways. But I was not like that. So I went in search of a police officer. And he happened to be from Trichur. It was he who had shot the Pansing Tomar. Now on Pansing Tomar, there is a film also. So I went to him, he gave me certain clues. And then there are certain surrendered dacoits also. They also spoke to the other people and they gave me ultimately the permission. And then we went to the site. With all the trepidations, we went to the site. And we saw the site. And how did we see the site? Next, please. Next. So when you say Bateshwar, this one, Chambal Valley is not a forest area. That way it is not a forest area. Here you have got a maze of this one, ravines and ravines and ravines. And it has got its own pathways also. So even if you depute a police group, a post of police people, they would not be able to go there. Instead, they would be trapped there inside this one and they would be shot dead also. Next, please. So just see Mansingh, he was one of the most terrible persons there. Just see his record, credited with 1,112 robberies, 185 murders. And out of them, 32 were police people. That was the record. So this is the kind of people we have to deal with. Next, please. This is Mohar Singh. Mohar Singh, passed away 2 years back. And before that, he wrote a letter also to the Honorable Prime Minister that Bateshwar work is now stopped. Kindly revive it and kindly resume it. And he sent a copy to me also. But 2 years back, he passed away during the COVID. Next, please. This is Malkan Singh. And Malkan Singh is very fortunately, he is alive. I'm again going to meet him. I mean, after this one, on 4th of November, I'm going to meet him again. Now he settled. Next, please. This is Pan Singh Tomar. He was an Olympian. He was from the military service also, but then he turned out to be a dacoit. So it was. I mean, this man was being shot dead by Vijay Raman. Vijay Raman is from Trichur area. He's a warrior by community. Next, please. So this is Vijay Raman. Next, please. This is file picture. It is in. I'm talking about 1981. Next, please. So, I mean, 3 years back when I went to this place, that is, I mean, they are now settled in Pune. Next, please. Sometimes there will be so many groups also among these people. So then there will be, it is terrible. The fight between among the groups, it is terrible. Next, please. So after getting their permission, when I went to the site, I saw the site like this one. There were no two stones together. So here again, you can see huge trees are here. There are no temples here, but you have a clue that there is a temple because here where I have written this A, there is only one step is there, which means there might have been a temple there. Then where I have written B, here again there might have been a temple, but now there is a tree. So you have two ways. Either you can transplant it, but transplanting such a huge tree is not that way possible. So you can cut down it. Then you have got C. That means again you have a temple here, but now there is no temple. So this is if you are an archaeologist, you have to put a tongue in each and every stone, and the stones will speak to you. You have to speak to the temple also, the stones also. Next, please. So then when we remove the trees and everything, this is how the site looked. Now this is a fantastic site for a journalist. And this is a fantastic site for a photographer because he has to take the photograph, the other man has to write a very beautiful article or a book also. But for me, it's not like that one. For an archaeologist, as I said, you have to put a tongue in each and every stone, and then you have to ask the question, each stone, where were you when the temple was standing? That was the biggest question. So we started doing it, and you have to reconstruct the temple as it was 1,200 years back. So at that time, we had got few temple treaties where there. One was Manasara. You have to do it according to Manasara, but this period it was not Manasara. Then you have got Mayamada, then you have got Samaragana Sutradhara. So it would be according to those treaties also. Next, please. Just see another frame. It's an ocean of stones. So out of this one, you have to select them and then you have to piece them together. So most of these temples, they were temples, but there were a good number of Vishnu temples also. So Shiva would be always having that Jata Makuda, and then he would be having Charmavastra also, Jadi, Charmi, Shikandi, Sarvanga, Sarvapavana, Harischa Harinachascha, Sarva Bhuta Haraprabhu. Sarva Bhuta Haraprabhu means it is ultimately he who destroys everything. Shashwadam Shivam Achyudam. So if there is anything everlasting, that is only Lord Shiva. So now we are going to start the work, the piecing together work. But where to start? So whenever we go to a site like this one, we will be starting our work from the entrance gate, what we call in Tamil Nadu, Gopura Dwara. So we have to start our work from that place. Next, please. So an English traveler came. He's one of the widest traveled English traveler. He says, Kevin Strait, this is the biggest jigsaw puzzle he has ever seen. That was his comment. Because it is an ocean of pillars, pilasters, everything, amalakas, just lying down like anything. Next, please. इतना टूटा हूं मैं छूने से बिखर जाएंगे. I am so fragile that I may fall down any moment. इतना टूटा हूं मैं छूने से बिखर जाएंगे. Next, please. Next, please. So we started from here. So we came to the conclusion that this is the entrance gate. How? Because we saw this, the base part of a pillar. In the Ramayana excavation also, at Ayodhya also, it was a kind of pillar base like this one, which gave us the first clue there were so many temples here. So we got this pillar base. So if the pillar base is there, where is the pillar? Pillar is here. Where is the stone just on top of that one? That is here. And where is the topmost pillar? That is here. So now you have to join them together. That's all right. But can you have a entrance gate with only one pillar? No, it's not possible. So we looked all around, we could not get it. So normally a person, if he is not getting any reply, then he look towards God. Ishwar batayega. I mean, please tell me Ishwar and what to do. But an archaeologist, I mean, he's not going to ask this question to Ishwar. He is going to ask the question to Dharti Ma, that is, I mean, Mother Earth. Mother Earth, where have you concealed the other part? So with our archaeological instinct, I just took an excavation here, and there I got one more pillar base like this one. Next, please. Just see, you have got one more pillar base here. But that is not enough for me. I had to have the pillar also. Next, please. We got the other pillar also here. And now we are going to piece them together. We are going to put araldite and we are going to put a steel, insert the steel, this one rod also inside. So we did exactly that one. Just see what is going to happen. And here also we got a number of this one, pavement stones. Next, please. Yes, standing. And the surgical marks are here and the surgical marks are here also. Where is the second pillar? Next, please. That is here. And now the pillar, this one, because they had given us 4 months, within 4 months we have to complete this work. So we are hurrying up because we have to show them, otherwise, we just cannot survive. They will kill us. So we have to survive. So what we have done is all these temple 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was documented. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And then it was brought down. Strong foundation was given, and then all the 4 temples were re-erected as it was. And you are just going to see a miraculous change here. Next, please. Just look at it. So our dacoits friends, they came. So whenever they move, there will be one advance party would be there. They came, they saw, we conquered them. And then unka कहना था, मैं comment was, I mean, his comment was, सरदार ये तो चमत्कार का काम हो गया है, ये तो चमत्कार का काम हुआ है. They have created wonders here. That was his immediate reaction. And then Narbhai Singh Gujjar, he was the biggest dacoit of that area. He was shot down in 2005. He came, he tried to smile, but he could not smile because he had given me about more than 120 people. He could not smile, he could only grin. So then he said, "Ye to chamatkar ka kaam hai." So that was a kind of, this one, certificate for us. And now we can go forward. Next, please. So you saw it like this one, and now it is like this. Next, please. And then we saw the other temple. It was, the front portion had completely fallen down. So whether it is a Shiva temple or Vishnu temple, that was the most important problem for us, or it is a Ganapati. So, there was no, this one, in the Garbhagriha, there was nothing. So then we were, under, some kind of this one, what to say. Then I looked at this. Can you see a small gap here? It is elongated. It is not square. Had it been square, there would have been a Vishnu temple. It is elongated, which means it is Nandistan. It is elongated. I just recited the mantra, Vahanam Vrishabo Yasya, Vasuki Kandabhushanam, Vamo Shaktidharam Deva, Vakaraya Namo Nama. Just recited the mantra, took a pradakshina of the temple, and looked towards the lower side, and there was a small, beautiful, cute Nandi waiting for me as if he was waiting for me for the last 1,200 years. We ceremonially, we lifted him, placed him here, and he was perfectly sitting there. Next, please. Now, it has been conserved, but you might be asking, where is Nandi? Let us wait for him. Next, please. Just look at him. Small, beautiful, cute Nandi. And he is looking at Shiva and Parvati sitting in Kailash, and he is listening to the Om which is coming from there. What is Om? Om Tat Brahma, Om Tat Vayu, Om Tat Atma, Om Tat Satyam, Om Tat Sarvam. So he is listening to that Om. That is why if you go to Kanchipuram temple or our Brahadishwara temple, ladies who are going to the temple, first of all, they will be taking a circumambulation pradakshina of this Nandi first, then only they will go to Shiva. Because that Om which is coming from there, that is going into Gomukh, that is his mouth, and then it is coming out through his ears. So that you have to absorb first, and then only you can go to Shiva. Next, please. You can see what was the condition earlier and now what is the condition. Next, please. These three temples. Next, please. We started the work. Next, please. Just look at this, we have completed. Next, please. Next, please. We saw it like this one. The work is going on at this place. It looks like the setting of an English horror story. The earlier like Dracula and other things. Next, please. And we have done it like this one. It is a gem of a rare workmanship. A gem of a rare workmanship.
Workers are there, sir?
Yes, workers are there. All the girls have become now workers. Yeah. There was a transformation in their change also. I mean, in their behavior also now.
Workers are the local place.
Local place. You cannot bring anybody from outside. They cannot survive there. Yeah. Yes. Next, please. So you saw it like this one, and now it is like this. Next, please. So I just walked over this one. An archaeologist, he would be always in conversation with Mother Earth. Always. And he has got a third eye like Shiva. And he would be looking through that third eyes, and his mind would be this one going through the whole area, and he would be scanning by himself and what you are going to see inside. So I said that I am going to get 3-4 temples below my shoe when I walked over this area. And when I excavated, I got 4 temples from here. Next, please. Just look at it. All the 4 temples. It was here earlier, and there we excavated and we got it. Next, please. And initially we were not having water. And then I studied the whole thing. So here, we started digging. Here we got the small pond, which provided us copious amount of water. And from here we got 3 temples also. Next, please. Work going on. Next, please. Next, please. And here we are going to get water now. And that was another stage of the transformation of these dacoits. Earlier, one group had come to us and we offered them jobs and other things. And now they would not be going for dacoity. And then second group came. And then the third group is now ready to come by seeing this miracle which we are going to create. We have just to create the miracle here. Next, please. Just see, we have copious amount of water. And there come and when we got copious amount of water, they said, Man changa hai to katoti mein Ganga. If your mind is pure, Ganga ji would come to you. That would be on your own doorstep. That was their comment. Next, please. Next, please. And this is a huge tree. It had completely eaten away temple. And his roots have gone through the ribs of the temple. And now, as per Agamas, if you want to save the temple, you can cut down, of course. Otherwise, you cannot. But here, we wanted to save the temple, okay, so we can cut down the temple. But even for that, there are, as per our Agamas, there are conditions. First of all, you have to take the permission of the tree. Namaste, Vriksho, Chamantu. I seek your pardon. First of all, I adore you, I respect you. Namaste Vriksho Chamandu, I seek you to please forgive me for what I am going to do. Not only from the tree, you have to take the permission from the birds who are roasting over this one. And you have to tell them kindly migrate from this tree to some other habitable tree. Not to any tree, to some other habitable tree. Anyartha vasam parikalpayantu. Kindly migrate from this tree to some other habitable tree. And also, जो कीटे पतंगे है, I mean that there will be certain insects also. So you have to seek their permission also. We sought their permission and then we cut down the tree and the entire temple came down. And then we started re-erecting it. Next, please. So there were many trees like this one, many temples like this one. This is another one. Next, please. It came down. Next, please. We started erecting. It has come up to this level now. Next, please. It has come up to this level. Now we are going to have the third one. Next, please. Just look at it. Fresh, clean. You won't feel that it is 1,200 years old. Very beautiful temples. Next, please. Just compare what was the condition earlier and now what is the condition. Next, please. And this was completely in fragments. Nobody had the courage to lift anything from here. Next, please. We started working. Next, please. It has come up to this height. Next, please. Just look at it again.
How long takes, sir?
I will tell you. Yes, sir. I'll tell you. Next, please. Next. Next. Now, what you are going to see a miracle. This one, the steps are there, but no temple. Steps are there, but no temples. But we came to the conclusion there were 6 temples here, and just behind that one there were 8 temples, and in front of it there were 8 temples, which means, I mean, you have totally, 6 temples. So totally you have got 20 temples. So out of this thing, we are going to create 20 temples right in front of you. Next, please. It became like this one. This is, we are going to use these pillar bases, these temple stone bases. Next, please. So initially we will be making 6 temples. Next, please. Work is going on and work is going on the other one also. Next, please. Now 2 temples have been completed. Next, please. So this is, you saw it like this one. Out of that, I mean, we have created 2, but I had promised you 6. Now at my command, 4 more temples are going to stand before you. Out of its own, because it will be breaking open its own tomb and then coming out into life. Next, please. The 3rd temple has come. The 4th one, please. Just look at it. The 4th one is also there. They are all breaking out their own tombs and coming out into life. Next, please. 5th one has also come out. The 6th one, please. Just look at it. And now let us see the back side of it. Next, please. नहीं, इसके पहले एक होगा. Yes, from the back side you can see this one. Look at its elevation, symmetry, balance, proportion, and everything. Beautifully 6 temples. And each stone, I mean, divine in conception and sublime in execution. So beautiful. Each stone that has gone into the creation of it is beautifully conceived, cut and polished like a sparkling diamond, and then that stone has been crafted into second one, second into third one, third into fourth one, and thus the whole thing has been brought into a very brilliant culmination to make it a wonderful, I mean, composition. Beautiful composition now it is. Next, please. Again, Kevin Strange comes. This must go as one of the most sensitive archaeological projects in history. Next, please. So this is how you have seen it, and this is this one. Next, please. And just behind it, I have told you 8 temples coming up, one by one. Next, please. And now this portion also you have to do. Next, please. That is also completed. And this was one of the topmost dacoit of that area. Now all of them are now, I mean, joining with us, but not the topmost man. He was still eluding because the police was after him. Next, please. Just look at it. The corridor of the temple. Beautiful temples it has become now. And you can see, if you have a little bit of imagination, you can see Lord Shiva in his cosmic dance, casting his magical spell over the universe. But you have to have that kind of imagination then only. And now, even if it is so beautiful that the actual Shiva himself would be, interested in coming and staying for 2 3 days here. It is the second Kailash for him. Next, please. And now, if you are excavating this portion, you will be getting many more temples. Next, please. Next, please. And these 3 temples. Next, please. You have got all the 3 temples. Next, please. Next. Next. This one, terraces, temple terraces. Next, please. Next, please. And here you have got 8 temples out of these stones. Next, please. Just look at it. Next, please. How it was and how it is now. Next, please. Again, 13 temples out of this mess. Next, please. Next, please. Now there is a traffic jam of temples. Next, please. Next, please. Next. Then, the topmost man, his name was Narvai Singh Gujjar. He wanted to meet me. I was just trying to avoid because he's the topmost man and one doesn't know how he is going to behave. So he understood my psychology. So one day I was moving from one temple to another temple. When I reached this temple, this is in a forest area. Next, please. So I saw it like this one. When I excavated it like this. Next, please. Here he was sitting and he was smoking. So I didn't know who he was. So I just asked him, "Aapko sharam nahi aate ya mandir mein bidi pee rahe? Are you not ashamed that you are smoking in a temple area?" He looked at me very contemptuously. He did not say anything. But I was always keeping the surrendered decorates also along with me, so that if something goes wrong, they would be there to protect me. They came ahead and caught hold of my hand and said, "Sir, unse kuch mat kahiye." So when they said that I should not speak anything to him, then I got the message, and I had seen his interview also in iTech channel. And now you just cannot escape from here. All this area they have been surrounded by his people also. Then there was no other way, so I just sat at his feet, and I told him, "Sir, all this Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, jitne bhi hai, wo sab jo na, all of them are now protected and preserved here. It's only because of you. Otherwise, they would have been either in Paris or in England or in some other place." उनको वो बहुत अच्छा लगा. मैं डर की वजह से कहा, it was only because out of fear, I told you, and he liked it very much. So then I said, because it is a kind of very this one tense moment. I just wanted to escape. Then I told him, "Sir, God has sent you with some purpose." So he became curious. Otherwise, God could have sent anybody else. But it is with some purpose that God has sent you. So he became curious. He asked me, "What is that one?" So I said, all these temples, not only here, but in Rajasthan also. It is in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan also, also in Uttarakhand. All these temples have been built by a very powerful dynasty of those period, 1200 years back. And the dynasty's name was Gujjar Pratihara dynasty. And your name is Narvai Singh Gujjar, which means that you belong to that illustrious dynasty. That is why God has sent you. Out of fear, no diplomacy, out of fear only, no diplomacy. And he was blown over his feet. Blown over his feet. Then I recited some mantras because they are all Devi Pujagas. They do, all pujas for Devi. So I just recited some mantras. Mahishasura Netna, Shavidatri, Varate Nama, Rupam Devi, Jayam Devi, Yashodehi. So then he gave us full permission for taking up the work so that we can bring people from outside. That is, outside means Chanderi. Chanderi is an area where from we are having a lot of people. Next, please. Now people came, they started working. Next, please. So, I mean, all these are new portions of the temple. Next, please. And now we have to have the ceiling also and also the pillars also. Next, please. Yes, the pillars, new pillars, and now we have to put the ceiling stones. Next, please. They are also put. Yeah. Next thing. And huge, this one. Next, please. And it just became a huge temple, but he knew that his end is drawing because his younger brother was shot dead, another brother was shot dead, and he and one more brother was now left out. So the police was, I mean, the police of three states, one was Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. They had made a task force. They were after him. So he told me that I mean he would be shot dead any day. So I said that even if he is shot dead, we will be completing this temple. Next, please. So now see, I mean, these are all broken pieces. Often broken pieces are discarded, but we join them together. Now almost all the gods and goddesses are happy with KK Muhammad, but may not be with Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Gauri. Next, please. Now Lord Shiva is ready to marry also. Next, please. Here is Kalyana Sundara Murti, which we often see in all our temples. In Tamil Nadu, we find a lot of Kalyana Sundara Murti. If marriage takes place, of course, we have to have sons also. Ekatandam Chadurbahu or Ashtabahu Gajavatram Mahodaram Siddhi Buddhi Samayuktam Moshikarutam Evaja. And he just wanted to show it to his wife also, Shakti Ganapati. Next, please. I mean, this is Yashodhara's India, Rajasthan Chief Minister's, this one, younger sister. She was very fond of her, very fascinated by archaeology also, and she often used to call me also. And one day she told me, Muhammad, you have been doing a lot of work, but you did not take me. Then I took her. Sometimes, she will be taking a very hard decision also. It's a very powerful lady. Next, please. Similarly, Jyotirajya Scindia also, at that time he was in Congress party. I mean, he also used to support us like anything. And we could speak anything to him and he would immediately respond it also. Next, please. So you had seen the temple groups like this one. Next, please. And now, as I said, 80 temples we have been able to reconstruct. Next, please. Next, please. Now I have put a beautiful this one also, lawn also all around it. You can see how we had seen the temple groups and now it is like this. A number of researchers are coming, not only from India, but also from outside the countries. Next, please. Next, please. So you had seen it like this one, once more. Next, please. And now it is like this. 80 temples we have seen, 120 temples are still left out. I have been telling, requesting, pleading with the present government since the last 8 years to reconstruct at least one temple during their period. All these temples have been built during the Congress period, but not even a single temple during the BJP's period. That is, the most tragic part of it. Even though I was also very close to RSS and BJP also, but they did not do it. Very painful fact. Next, please. So this is our Narve Singh Gujjar. Next, please. And one day that happened. It was very difficult. I mean, it was a very sad day for us, but of course, he should have been shot dead. Next, please. And this is only his younger brother was left, only one younger brother was left out. And they used to take for, if they are kidnapping a LP school teacher, they used to take from 15 to 25 lakhs. That was the kidnapping charges. And if it is a bigger officer, it would be 1 crore, 2 crores of rupees. Next, please. And once he was shot dead, then the rampant mining started. Rampant mining started, my temple started coming down. I wrote to all the people, and I knew that there was one minister who was involved in this one. His name is Lakshmikant Sharma, and he has been in another case, Vyabham case, he was behind the bars also. Next, please. So there was no stoppage of the whole thing. Then ultimately I did something which a government servant should not have done. At that time, Sudarshanji was the RSS chief. I wrote to him that, earlier Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Gauri had destroyed our temples. Now BJP is being ruled I'm sorry, Madhya Pradesh is being ruled by the BJP government, and during the period, the same thing is happening. It was, of course, a hard-hitting letter, but he took the greatness of the man is that he took immediate action. Within 24 hours, he might have pulled up the chief minister, police was rushed to the area. But this group was also equally powerful, equally armed also. There was an exchange of fire between them, and they fired at the collector and SP also. Next, please. And Ambika Soni wrote to Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the CM. Next, please. Chief Minister. Next, please. And then, next, please. No, then just before, just now. So Shivraj Singh Ji said that yes, earlier this was going on, but now we have taken action. But you take action now against this man who wrote a letter to RSS chief. That was chief minister is this one. So I was suspecting my own suspension and also dismissal. And for me now there is nothing is left out except to recite Mahamrityunjay mantra. There was no other way. Trayambakam yajamahe. So, but I knew that some of the press people they went there. All the entire press was with me, and the entire channels were with me. Next, please. This is IBN 7. Next, please. Then the press, the entire press from almost all the parties. Yes, next, please, including. And now number of people are doing research there. Next, please. This is from Delhi University. Next, please. Next, please. This is when the Holland's hockey team, they had won the 2012 Olympics. Next, please. This is the same team who had come. The next, please. Dacoits preserve marina temples. Next, please. Restored glory from our own, this one, frontline. Next, please. Malve mein mandro ka khajana. Next, please. Temple saves CM tells Soni. Ambika Soni said CM ne kaha, but Muhammed may face heat. Next, please. ASI turns to RSS gets help. Wanted illegal mining to be stopped. Next, please. Illegal miners fire at collector and SP. If they are firing at a collector and SP, what is a pure archaeological officer? And that too, my height is only 5.2. Next, please. Next. सुदर्शन की जी के पहल पर शासन जागा, खजाने बंद, बटेश्वर की मंदिर बचाए. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. मोहम्मद ने क्यों लिखा सुदर्शन को खत? सीएम ने उठाया एसआई अभिषेक पर सवाल. माय वे ऑफ वर्किंग दैट वाज क्वेश्चन बाय द सीएम. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. मैं तो बच गया, लेकिन बाय दिस यंग आईपीएस ऑफिसर, ही वाज ओनली 31 years old. And he was, he was crushed under the tire of an illegally mined, this one, tractor. In a very, Begum Banduk, Behauf Mafia. There was a mafia group operating all these things. Next, please. I got SARC International Award for this one. Next, please. Gulzar Sahib ne diya tha. Next, please. And it is from Reach Award from Coimbatore itself. Next, please. Later on, CM recognized his mistake. Then he declared an award for me. But by that time, I was transferred to Delhi. So French president was coming to Qutub Minar, so I had to receive him. I deputed my wife. Next, please. This is Mohar Singh, who wrote a letter to Honorable Prime Minister. Next, please. This is that letter. He sent a copy to me also. He passed away in 2020. Next, please. And then I received a letter, a phone call from because nothing was going on. After BJP took over. So I was very much worried. Then one day I received a phone call. All of you can recognize this lady. This is our Sudha Narayan Murthy of Infosys. He called me and told me, Muhammed, I have been reading a lot about you and your work. Can we go to the site? Then we went to the site. We were there for 4 days with her other family members except the husband. Next, please. And this temple also. And she was highly impressed by the work. And then she asked me, what do you need from my side? I said that only one Vishnu temple is left out. And if you can, help that one, financially help that one, we will be thankful to you. She immediately gave the money. But even after that, giving money, it is since the last 8 months, nothing was happening. Then again, I had to do a lot of work. Now slowly the work has started. Otherwise, what is the BJP government could have done. I went to Sir Sanjalak ji also, and I said इससे भी अच्छा कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट था, लेकिन फिर भी did not know. फिर कुछ लोगों ने कहा कुछ लिख के दीजिए, and I gave it in writing also. Next please. ये तो मैं आपको सिर्फ जनाब ये slum, when I was posted in Delhi, I used to run a number of slum schools also. It was in various monument, Delhi कुतुब मीनार में, लाल किले में, कई जगह पे था. Next please. थोड़ा सा we can all सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु. Next please. थोड़ा सा खेलने के लिए we were having about 500 students like this one. It was also opposed by a group of people at that time. Next please. Next please. Next please. Next please. Next please. Next please. Then they gave me an award, Citizen Journalist Award. Next please. That was given by a very tall person. And that was, next please. And now another person who was taller than him, he wanted to see the whole the school, how we are running the school. And he wanted to see India also. Next please. And that was this man. Next please. And he was the happiest man when he saw the children. Next please. Next please. Next. Next. He was the happiest man when he met these children. And there was one boy known as Vishal who said, "Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Obama." He marked that boy that time. Then it was in 2010. In 2015, he again came to India. By that time, I had retired from the ASI. And then the Indian embassy contacted me. They wanted to meet Vishal. I had forgotten Vishal, but the American president did not forget. And then, next please. And then a special program was organized in Siri Photo Auditorium. Next please. And then when I went to Delhi for one of the lectures, I brought him as one of the exemplary boys. So we gave him some financial help in Mata Sundari College. Next please. He had such a past, so he did not forget. So this is how we can create a lot of things. And I will show you 2 more minutes. One more thing which I initiated in Delhi. Next, please. In Delhi, if you go, if a foreigner comes from outside the country, from Europe and other places, they will go to Qutub Minar, Humayun's tomb, Lal Killa, and all this place, all Mughal monument. Go to Agra, you have got again the same Mughal, Taj Mahal, Fort Fatehpur Sikri. And again, go to this one, Jaipur. You may call it Rajput, but it is essentially Mughal monuments. So it is only Mughal. So I just wanted to correct it. So I wanted to start a masterpieces of Indian art in Delhi, and I started it also without any particular this one scheme or payment system. Next, please. Of course, this is some of the masterpieces. This is from Goa. Next, please. This is from, as you all know, Krishna lifting this one, Govardhan from Mahabalipuram. Next, please. This is Varaha incarnation. Next, please. This is Buddha, of course, it is from Lahore Museum. Next, please. This is Buddha preaching Buddha from Sarnath. And Ravana shaking Kailash from Ellora. Next, please. And this is one of the most beautiful ladies in Indian, this one, perhaps very few people might have seen it. And this is known as Gyaraspur Riyachi, one of the much more than beautiful than this one, many other European counterparts. Next, please. And this is Trivikrama panel, again from Mahabalipuram. Next, please. This is Mahishasura Nirna, Shabdatri Varade Nama. All lifestyles. Next, please. Again from modern period from, next please. The first Shivalinga, next please. This is Ugra Narasimha Murthy from Hampi. Next please. Jain statue, Gomadeshwar, next please. This is a typical Shiva. Just look at it, Shiva's turban. This is made out of the serpents. Vasuki, and his nose, that is a descending Chipkali, this one, lizard, and his eyes, that is the bulging eyes of frog, and then his mustache, these are the two fishes. Here you are, this. And then his private part, it is a moving tortoise, elephant legs, and here you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not simply Shiva. I'm not simply Rudra Shiva, but I am Pashupati Shiva. That is what I mean. You don't have another sculpture like this one. So similarly, 35, this one sculptures I made, but now I thought him at that time it was so this one Congress government. So one secretary commented, this is a BJP idea. So I told him, sir, it is for me, it is neither BJP nor Congress, it is an Indian idea.